Rank them 1 through 4, 4 to 1, and then file one away.
Gary, my number 4 is Florida State. Their top 2 receivers were out against Pitt, but they got a big game from running back Trey Benson, and quarterback Jordan Travis had a season-high 360 passing yards, and his top receiver only had 2 catches on the season coming into the game. They compensated well. Number 3, Ohio State. We wanted to see 2 things from them, and they did them both. First was an improved running game behind a healthier Travion Henderson, and then diversify the passing attack beyond just Marvin Harrison Jr., and they did them both. At number 2, I've got Georgia. Ladd McConkey, fully healthy, has taken over playmaking from the injured Brock Bowers, and the defense held Missouri's offense down. And then number 1, I've still got Michigan. J.J. McCarthy, quarterback, is quietly putting together a Heisman-caliber season. He hasn't had the big stage yet to show off his skills, but he will this week against Penn State. And then file away those pesky Alabama.
Oh, here they come.
They are not going away. The defense held LSU's prolific offense to its lowest scoring since the opener. And I tell you, the offense is going to be even better in a few weeks if they make it to the SEC championship game, because they're still on the rise.
So your top 4, you just have Michigan, Ohio State flip-flopping, and we're going to learn about a lot of those schools here in the coming weeks. They play in just 3 weeks. Meanwhile, Bama, they're creeping up. They end the regular season against 3 unranked teams: Kentucky, Chattanooga, and, of course, the Iron Bowl against Auburn. Trevor Matich making us smarter this morning. Thanks, Trev.
All right.
All right, for the committee perspective, we have our college football playoff reporter, Heather Dinich, with us on SportsCenter AM. And Trevor just mentioned Alabama, part of that group of one-loss teams. Of course, there's also Oregon. There's also Texas in that group. So how is the committee going to view these one-loss schools?
Well, Trevor's right. Alabama is on the rise, but Trevor also loves head-to-head wins. And I think that the selection committee continues to reward Texas for that double-digit win in Tuscaloosa. Texas and Alabama are both on the path to their respective conference championship games, and that will continue to separate them as long as their records are equal. But when you look at Alabama with 3 wins against top 25 opponents right now, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and now LSU, Alabama, if it weren't for that loss to Texas, arguably has a better resume than the other undefeated teams. But I think they stay behind them, and Oregon is still the committee's one-loss team. Even though a 3-6 Cal is not a great win, I think that because they've been so dominant, Bo Nix, both sides of the ball, statement wins, I think Oregon's still their top team.
All right, Heather's going to be back. We're not done with Heather this morning on which team could surpass Ohio State at the top of this week's college football playoff rankings. Thank you, Heather.
Thanks.